Hi, Mark Reedy here. In this video, I'm going to go over the work orders report called All grouped by equipment number. So that means all work orders, whether closed or pending, and then it's going to group them by equipment number. So we'll look at the way to get here is to go to reports, and then more reports, and then you're going to see this screen here pop up, and then you're going to choose the report type, work orders. And then you're going to choose this first report in the list. We'll just click preview first without going over any of the criteria available. So I'm going to click preview. And so we can see here that it shows the equipment number and then all of the work orders completed under that equipment number. And then we have these other columns here, any reference number, who it was requested by, the date it was requested, the date it's supposed to be completed by, the actual completed date, the completed miles or kilometers, and the completed hours. That would be the hours meter. And then over here in descriptions, it's going to show you all of the short descriptions from the work order, none of the parts or labor or any of that. And this is going to give you the grand total for that work order. Okay, and then down here we see the work order totals for this piece of equipment for this particular report. So that gives you your total costs for the criteria that we've used, which is basically nothing, and for this piece of equipment. If we go to the end of this report, you'll see the total, grand total of costs for all of the work orders in this report. So it groups by each piece of equipment, gives you a total for each piece of equipment, and then it grand totals all of the work orders in this report at the very end. Okay, and then as far as the criteria go, in this report you can sort by equipment number or by sort order number. So the sort order number is a numeric value that you can assign to each piece of equipment, because the equipment numbers themselves allow you to put letters and numbers and dashes. So if we go over here to, so if we just keep that as equipment number for now, and then you can choose to narrow down the criteria to a specific piece of equipment. So if I wanted to just look at this D103 dump truck, I would put that in the from and the to, and then I would just click preview, and it's going to show me the report just for the D103 dump truck. All right, and it's going to give me the grand total at the very end. All right, for both the equipment and the report. In this case, they're the same because we just looked for one piece of equipment. Okay. Now, if I wanted to, now you can actually do a little bit of a range here. It's not so easy because we allow letters and numbers, but if it's the same pattern, you should be able to do a range. So if I can do this D103 to D109, for example. All right. So then I can click preview. You see D103. If I go to the end of the report, we'll see it stops at D109. So everything else is in between. And then the description, say for example, I wanted to look for everything that we did related to brakes, for example. So I can just use a wildcard here, and I can put asterisks in there, 2 asterisks, and then between the asterisks I'm going to type in the word brake. So brake would be brake or brakes or braked. Anything where the word or these letters are inside the description somewhere, it's going to show up. So I'm going to use that same description on both sides, both brake and brake. So we'll click on preview there. And so now we can see over here in our descriptions, brake pedal sticks, brake job, brakes not working properly, brake lining worn, brake squeal, and so forth. All right, so then we can see 79 pages for this report for stuff related to brakes. We go down to the very end, we can see $140,000 related to brakes. All right, anything with the word brake in it. This even has a brake light. That's how that would work. And then if you wanted to use the word brakes, so this would eliminate something with just brake, but it would actually add the S in there. So have brakes. It's going to make it a little bit less. So you have brakes, brake job, brakes not working, brakes, lining worn. So this customer, this fleet has used sort of a code for their descriptions, and you can see how they've changed they made the descriptions to say the word brakes as a prefix. So if they're saying everything related to brakes, they would prefix their short description with the word brakes, and then put a dash, whatever, and then whatever the item was that needed to be worked on. All right, so that's how you can use the description field to find specific types of items. Then the requested date. Now this is the date the work order was requested. This gets generated automatically when you open a work order. When you create a new work order, the date is automatically put into the requested date as that, that date as you add it. You can just look at everything based upon a requested date. All right, so you can use that as a criteria. So you can look at whatever the last month. Now you can use dashes or slashes here. So if I just do, we're in the U.S., so we go month, day, year. So I'm going to go 01, 01, 201. We'll go back in time a little ways to 2014, and then we're going to. When I hit tab, it automatically inserts the same item over on the right side, and so now I'm going to just make this to 2019, and then I'm going to click on preview, and so now we have the entire fleet, all the work orders for that particular date range. And you can see up here that what our criteria is listed in the report itself. So it has the requested date from and to, and how it's being sorted by equipment number. And then if we go over here to the completed date, same thing. The only thing you have to keep in mind is completed date. There is no date entered if you haven't completed it. So some things that haven't been completed are not going to show up in this all group by equipment number if there's been no completed date added, and you use that as a criteria. All right, and then you can look at a specific work order or a range of work orders if you want to. And so if we wanted to look at, see this work order number 280, for example, I could just click on that, click preview. It's going to show me what it is. It's going to show me the equipment number and the date it was completed, and so forth. And that's it for this video. I hope that's been helpful for you, and thanks a lot for watching. Take care.